Hello everybody and welcome to another mystery box function challenge. In the purple mystery box there is some math and your challenge is to figure out what that is. You can use the link in the description if you want to try this out on your own, and when you've got an idea, come on back and see if we get the same thing. All right, let's start with a 0. Okay, so we've got a decimal there, 2 point something. It looks like a non-repeating decimal, so maybe we're talking trig, maybe we're talking square root function. Let's go on with 1. And that is another non-repeating decimal. How about a 2? Also, very gradual. That's not a line, is it? No, I think that's a curve. It's very close to being linear, though. Let's try 3. And that's right at a 2. Okay. And so far, the curve is just in one direction, so I'm starting to think square root. Let's go on a little further. Okay, another non-repeating decimal. How about a 5? Aha, and now I'm really thinking square root, because that 1.4142, that is the square root of 2. And how about a 6? With a 1 and a 7, I'm going to predict I get a 0 here. Yeah. Now you can see that classic shape of the square root function. A couple of things have been done to it. It's been flipped around. Usually it starts here. It just plain old f of x equals the square root of x would start here and go off this way. We've started here, so this is the lowest value you can get with square root, the 0, and it's going off this way. What that means is that inside the radical sign, you have a negative in front of the x. That's what flips it left and right. And then it's been moved in this direction 7 spaces. And usually to move to the right 7, you put a -7 under the radical sign or under the parentheses, but we've got this negative sign in front of the x, so that actually should be a +7. Let's verify to make sure that works. So if I put in a 7 here, I'd get a negative of a -7. Wait, if I put in a +7, I'm going to get a -7 plus 7, and that would equate to 0. So that would be the square root of 0. So at 7, we would get 0, and that makes sense. Let's try this with maybe 3. So -3 plus 7. Well, -3 plus 7 is 4. That's the square root of 4, which equals 2. That's what we're getting there. So I think we've got this one. You can see the shape of that square root function. So I think this is pretty clear. We've just flipped it around and moved it to the right 7. Let's take a look and make sure. Yeah, the square root of -x plus 7, and we can graph that as well. And there it is, that lovely tapering curve of the square root function. Well, how did that go for you? Were you thinking square root? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.